Good afternoon, everyone. Uh, just trying to get this new system up and running and trying to set up the new print room. So bear with me if things are all jacked up here for the minute. I just wanted to briefly go over um, some of the wiring and electronics in the Vendetta as the last time we did the assembly. Um, so now we're just kind of briefly getting into the wiring. Let me see here. I guess I could briefly go over some of the wiring in the shroud that you're going to need to do. So this was basically the single LED here wired up, three legs going to it. Obviously the in on this gets slotted into the bottom portion of the shroud here. Wiring comes up and goes through the channel. It's a little bit tight here with three wires, so I might end up deepening this channel just a little bit here. If you stack the wires on top of each other, it still shouldn't be a big deal, but I think giving a little more room in there for the wiring to pass through is probably going to be a better option. The 24 volt fan is just in place. Once again, this is the one with the cone, so this doesn't have the NOMI 2 in it. This comes out, and basically you're just doing a two-prong JST connector on here. The wiring for the bottom LED comes up and ties into the, if I can do this here, ties into the 7 LED for the Vendetta logo. So this will be the out will go to the bottom LED, and the in is going to come off the board. I do end up placing a three-prong JST connector here, and then on the EBB board, I just place a female one over the 3 pins for the LEDs. I find it's a little bit easier, and it doesn't stick out as far as using the other kind of connector, basically. So this, I just used a three-prong JST here. Here, pop this in place. And I will go over the connections on this. Get to the board here. This is the EBB 42 board we're going to be using. We're obviously using the connections for the hot end 0. We're also going to be using the TH0 fan 1, and then the end stops we are using the PB6 in the ground, and then obviously the e-motor connection for the stepper. And that's pretty much it coming through here, going with CAN. So I'll kind of go over this with you real quick. All right, so this is basically the heater on the hot end. Comes in. I do route the wires for the hot end and the thermistor back behind the heatsink here. So when you're assembling this, before you wrench down on these connection screws here, I usually like to feed these wires back behind the heatsink here, so they're out of the way. The stepper basically comes off the back here and will route to just outside the heatsink here. This portion for the filament sensor is going to be coming off, routing through the small triangle here, and then connecting to the two end stops. So you'll have the ground and the PB6, I believe. Let's see if I can. Get this pulled up real quick. Yeah, so that's the PB6 on the filament sensor. Thermistor comes in to here, and stepper obviously on this side here. So the only two connections you need to make are going to be the LED in here and the fan to here. The shroud then goes over top. Everything clicked in place. You have here. All right, and there we have basically the assembled some wires in the way of the USB here. Connection wise, up top you have room to use if you're doing USB connection, it would be through here. And the CAN connector, which will supply power, and obviously the boat coming into the top. And this is what we have with regards to the using the CPAP on this one. So I'll get this all set up with the CPAP feeding this, and then jump into a quick setup on the configs. Some of the LED effects and install and flashing of the board, and go from there. Let me know if you guys got any questions on the assembly or something you want me to dive back into, but I think we went pretty in depth on getting this all put together. Any issues or problems that are arising, let me know. You can comment down below, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Bye.